Welcome. #TheVersasHow is part of an entertainment podcast that exercises our freedom of speech. Our conversations, opinions, debate on a certain topic is not to offend anyone in any source. For that being said, enjoy the show. Yo, what's happening, ladies and gentlemen? What is happening? And welcome to another special edition here on #TheVersasHow. And of course, I am your host, the one that you have vote, the GOAT, the Versa. And ladies and gentlemen, if you are new to this channel, you make sure that you do these three things. Make sure that you like, subscribe, and you press that bell at the same time. Oh, listen, ladies and gentlemen, look, before I even got onto the show, I was like, what is there to talk about? You know what I'm saying? And I got this letter, obviously from the mail, duh. And, you know, just to fast forward a little bit, I thought to myself, I was like, you know, one good thing about me having a podcast is that I could express my feelings to the viewers. So they are listening. If they care to listen, they're listening. And so here on #TheVersasHow, I just want to express some few things, you know what I'm saying, on what I'm going through. So I'm gonna just address a few things on this episode just to clear some things out of my mind. So I don't know how this episode is going to go, but we're going to see. But anyway, look, like I said, I'm not even going to take up most of your time here on #TheVersasHow. I'm just going to say what I need to say here on this show and just keep it pushing, you know what I'm saying? But look, like I said, one thing about me having this podcast is that I could say anything and express myself any sort of way. All right. So, let's go and get into it. So, here on #TheVersasHow, ladies and gentlemen, this is something I call, let's just address the situation. Yes, we're going to address the situation. All right. Listen, look. So, I'm on child support. I've been on child support now for going on 10 years now that I've been on child support. And it's like I'm gonna just say the government is like, it's just picking on me. It's just like bullying me. You know what I'm saying? Now, here's the reason why. And if anyone like from the government source is listening to this episode, I do hope this is beneficial to you, because it's not really forsaking you. It's what I'm going through. And I'm here to share here on #TheVersasHow. So I was me and the person I'm paying child support to, right? We had our first child, and his name is Marcus. And shout out to Marcus, my son, first son. And I'm not gonna say no names here on this episode either, you know, because I got something, you know, rolling up. So, because it's about time to really like to stop having the fun and let karma get to work. So, being said that, my first son, Marcus, right? When I was 16, my first baby mother was 20. Doing research at the time, I didn't know nothing about the statutes of limitations, the laws, nothing like that. I was 16 years old, you know, and barely making it in school. Barely making it in school. And I made it. I got my high school diploma. So, you know. Yeah. class of 2011. But anyway, so she was 20 years old, and me, and on the other hand, 16 years old. I'm now 31. Okay, I know, ladies, I'm looking handsome, I'm looking fine. In the age of 31, I'm looking too young. I know, I get it all the time. I get it. But doing my research in New York, in the state of New York, that it is illegal for a person that is over 18 years old to have any sexual contact or sexual content with anyone that's below 17 of age. So if you're under 17 of age, 16, 15, 14, and that person is 18, 19, 20, 21, that is considered a statutory rape. Okay? My baby mother was 20, I was 16. I didn't know at the time, but if you do the math, my son was born on April. I'm not gonna say like the actual date, but he was born on April, right? My birthday is on February, which everybody knows, is Valentine's Day. I said it many times on this episode. And her birthday is only 5 days after mine. Hers is on the 19th of February. So let's do the math, right? It takes 9 months to have a baby, right? 9 months. So if my son was born in April and I turned 17 in February, right? She was still pregnant in February, right? When I turned 17, right? So she was probably about, let's say, 7 months pregnant. She was 7 months pregnant when I turned 17. Now, let's talk about prior to my birthday, right? January, December, November, October. I was still 16. And she was 19. So, I mean, she was 20. I'm so sorry. She was 20. Excuse me. So sorry, 20. Because I was thinking like she was 20 years old. Because we're 4 years apart. So she was 20. I was 16. But even if she was 19 and I was 16, still that's illegal. That's against the law. So here I am, 17 years old with a child, right? And she didn't put me on child support because I didn't want to be in the kid's life. That is not true. You guys could go and search up, because right now we on what? This is episode where we at episode 87 now, right? So my God, we're on episode 87. So yeah, we be 13 more episodes left to the 100th episode of #TheVersasHow. "13 more episodes left," but again, I'm not here to promote that, okay? That's not the reason. But I said it on previous episodes. I shout out Marcus and Taylor, Andre and Harmony. I shout out my kids and I say I miss them, I love them, and I wish they were here. Because otherwise, they be doing video, photography, music, wherever. You know what I'm saying? But that's another conversation. So I'm over here. I'm like, man, I'm 16, and I never forget the time where her parents came over to the house where I was living. Not here, but it was another place I was living in. Her parents came over. There was like 5 of them, and she's Dominican, born in Dominican Republic. She left Dominican Republic when she was 4 years old. So her parents, she didn't show up to the house. Her mom didn't show up to the house. Neither her biological father or her stepfather showed up to the house. Her aunt, cousins, they showed up to my mother's home. They saying I just ain't right. I'm underage. And then once the guys asked how old I was, I said 16. Everybody was like, oh my God, ay, dos míos. Oh no. So, but I was young. I didn't know nothing about the statute of limitations. Not like how I know now. So anyway, fast forward, right? She puts me on child support, and it's not because that I don't want to see my kids. And like I said on previous episodes, I shot at my kids and I said I miss them and I said I want to see them. She put me on child support because I was going to another relationship with somebody else, and I decided not to be with her. Her anger got the best of her. On the truth side, her anger got the best of her. So I'm having another child with my second baby mother. She hears about it, knows about it. And then she was like, you know what? No, I got to put him on child support because how can he go be with her, have a child by her, raise a family with her, but not me? So I understand. You feel like that. And she said it herself. My first baby mom said this to me. I never forget what she said. She said, you made these kids with me, right? I said, yes. Then you are responsible for raising your kids. You are 100% absolutely correct on that. Not going to disagree with you on that. Now, you did something to me that was against the law. And you should be accountable for your crime. Speaking the truth from the soul. So, she put me on child support. She gets granted child support. If I had the knowledge at the time, and I was like 22 at the time when she put me on child support, if I really had the knowledge the way that I have now, I would have had lawyers, and even the judge. The judge was very rude. When we tried her again for the child support hearing, there was a female judge. She was nice, but the first judge was very, very rude. I know his name. I got his name, but I'm not addressing no names here. But very rude judge that I had. I did everything that he said for me to do. The job diary, giving him taxes. She didn't even give not one single tax, not even one job diary. So she didn't give nothing to the judge. Nothing. I gave everything to the judge, everything that he asked for. That in the case took like 10, 11 months. Right when my second baby mom had had Andre. So then that's when the case was done, because I had everything. I never forget, I had everything. So the judge is looking at her now and said, listen, you need this and this and this. You got to come back with all your tax forms and all your paycheck stubs and all that in, or because she was babysitting at the time, got a letter from the babysitter and saying this is how much she makes and all that. He's like, if you come back with all your credentials, then I got to come back as well too, and she got to come back, or just settle for what we have. So now check this out, right? Check this out. So that was the second time, right? The second time. The first time, I just needed one more thing, right? And I think it was like a tax form that I needed. Got the tax form, right? So he asked me, he said, well, if come back, she got to come back too, so you can hand the tax form. I said, no problem. Easy peasy. So she said yes on that end, right? Okay. Now, part 2. Hand the judge my tax form. The final tax form that he asked for. She still needs to bring her credentials. She had nothing. And that's when the judge asked her, do you want to settle for what you have now, or come back with all your credentials? Then she said, no, let's settle, because I had everything and she comes out with nothing. And now in her favor, she wants to settle. To me, it sounds like an unfair case. It sounds like a very unfair case, doesn't it? Because if so, comment below if you feel like that this doesn't seem right. Because to me, it doesn't seem right at all. I have talked to lawyers. They say it doesn't seem right. I have talked to police officers too. They said that that's illegal and I should file for, charges against her. So now I'm over here minding my business, doing my thing. And all of a sudden I get a letter, right? It's an adjustment of child support. Now I was paying $313, $346, $355. Now they boosted up to $400 every 14 days. So I'm like, wow, you guys are really trying to poke the bear really badly, really trying to poke the bear. I spoke to a former correction officer in Rikers Island. Shout out to my man, John. 30 years in Rikers Island as a correction officer, retired as a correction officer. And he told me that him as a former officer, this is big news. Big news. Like talking about going to like NBC, your local news channel, some serious news. So I'm like, you know what? I don't want to do it because I don't want too much heat. I don't. Then he started to tell me, but think about the government. Think about what the government is doing to you. And think about what she did, and then the government gonna let you slide, and the judge is gonna say, yeah, okay, because he's the judge. He said, you got something here. This could change something. I was like, you know what? Maybe so. And by me getting this letter today, maybe so. Might be a change. So doing research, I called up a lawyer, and we're going to discuss to see what we could do about this case. My thing is this: make what's wrong right. Make what's wrong right. I mean, seriously, like for anybody that's doing somebody wrong, and if you know for a fact, you know your rights and wrongs, should they face the penalty? I mean, from the words of my first baby mom, since I had kids with her, am I responsible on taking care of them? She's right. But if you committed a crime, should you be accountable on the crime that you have committed? I would say so. The same way if you're not paying your taxes. If it's a crime not paying your taxes, guess what? Face the penalty. Face the penalty. And I'll be saying on this episode, and thanks for all the viewers too. Last episode got 1,400 views, and previous episode had 1,500 views. So thank you so much. People are viewing and listening on hashtag #TheVersasHow, and I've been saying it's the best podcast around. Now, being said all that, is all I ever been saying on hashtag #TheVersasHow is, look, stop doing criminal act and just stop trying to act like these gangsters, because what winds up with these gangsters at the end of this story is that they're dead or in prison, facing all type of lawyers, paying all type of lawyers, and top of that, witness tampering. So does it pay to be a gangster? No. But all I'm saying is, if you just do the right thing, then trust me, you don't have to worry about the FBI or the CIA, DEA all up on your ass. Only thing you have to worry about is just making your money. And yes, I know it sucks sometimes that we got to do things for the government, for them to just say, hey, listen, pay us and you can live your life. Compromise. Just compromise. And everything will be all good. And that's all I have been saying on hashtag TheVersaShow. Okay. Because I never really said anything about this until, I just got the letter from Grand Concourse in the Bronx courthouse saying that they're going to ante up my child support about living adjustment. And it goes down to, what about my living? You think it's fucking easy out here for especially minorities out here, and you got so-called, other people coming into this country, taking jobs and stuff, and you think it's easy for me to make a fucking living? And you're gonna boost up my child support or anybody's child support just because of the way that they live? And it's fucked up because it's not because of the men most of the time. It's most of these females, and they're doing it out of revenge. Now listen, I had a conversation with my homegirl once upon a time. And because she's going through the same situation with her baby father. Not going to really do too much dirty laundry on this show in public or on YouTube or Spotify, however. But what I will say is that she doesn't want to do it because the consequences that it could be upon him. And I told her, I understand that. Now, if the father doesn't want to be in the child's life, then yes, do what you have to do. Put him on child support. But if the father wants to be in a child's life and you bringing him over to the house, regardless if he has a girlfriend or whatever, but the kid is being taken care of, he's good, he's being fed, he's getting clothing, he's getting his education, then what is the problem? Why put him on child support? Because he's doing better? Because the kid is coming home saying, "Mommy, I want to go back to daddy because he's cool and all," and or his new girlfriend, so you got to get upset, and then you got to go ahead and put him on child support because you're angry? You're going to let your anger get the best of you? I'm just being real. Am I not being real? Am I not? And most people, and if some people are going to comment and like, "Nah, I disagree, you're wrong, because there's certain fathers out here that are deadbeats and woo. Listen, some of your mothers out here are fucking deadbeats yourselves, okay? It needs to be said, okay? For real. It needs to be fucking said. I know a lot of men out here that are suffering because they haven't even seen their children in so long due to the mothers because of the father's situation of what they have around them. Regardless if they got a new female in the household, that's your problem that you couldn't figure out on how to handle your situation with your man, on how to keep your man happy and satisfied. Like that motherfucker doesn't have no needs or no emotions. It's your women's fault. Is your women's fault. Now, I will play the fair game, okay? Some men out here are they are disrespectful when it comes to women. They are. And some other men, they gotta fix themselves. But again, know your gender, okay? I don't care if you're a man, know a female. I don't care if you're a female, know a fucking male, okay? Know how we operate. When a man is going to fix himself, it really doesn't take too long. It doesn't take forever. Once a man once he figures it out, he has figured it out. So I don't want to hear no stupid notion with females like, oh, men and this and that. Once a man fixes himself correctly, then look, he's fine. He's good to go. Just don't piss him off. Don't get angry because your emotions is going to take the best of you. And then now all of a sudden it's like, oh, well, you know what? I'm angry. Let me go ahead and fuck up his life. Don't let your anger get the best of you. Learn how to respect your partner. Period. Learn how to respect your fucking partner. Okay? Seriously. Because it's crazy. And another thing too is that some of these females wants to play victim. Right? Victim. But guess what? I'm the victim here as well too. Just like I said, I'm doing my research on statutory rape. Okay? I was 16 years old. My baby mother was 20 years old. And in New York state law, that is illegal. It's considered statutory rape. She did not get approval from her mother or my mother, and we are not married at all. If she was 20 and I was 16 and we went out to the movies, but we didn't kiss or we didn't hold hands or nothing like that, or we went out to the mall and whatnot, that's okay. That is fine. But once sexual activity comes into play, that's where the line starts to get thin. Then it becomes illegal. She was 20, I was 16. She raped me. She should pay the crime. But instead, I'm over here in the whole government system in child support, right? Over a judge that wants the money, and he didn't even get voted back in either, back in judge, in the seat. That's what he didn't get seated back in judge. He didn't. They didn't vote him back in. He was that disrespectful. And I know his name. And if anybody want to ask me, any lawyers or anybody want to ask me the name of it, I got his name. And I wish I could say it on this show, but I don't want anybody to pull this episode off, but I got his name. And he was not voted back in as judge. He was voted out. And like I said, I retried the case again to lower my child support. I had a female judge. She was very nice. Very nice. And I wish I would have knew her name, but she was very nice. I only knew the first judge name because he was disrespectful. I have it written down on my paper, so I don't forget how he looks. He looked disrespectful. Looked like a fucking fat ass jelly bean eating disrespectful judge. But other than that, like, and there's some disrespectful judges too. You know what I'm saying? You know, I've seen and heard judge that been, you know, arrested, sued. So, but other than that, like, you know, and it's traumatizing too for me. Traumatizing. Like, I gotta live through this for years, knowing that regardless, I don't care if she look pretty, I don't know. All right. My thing is this: if she would have left the bear alone, then I won't be feeling this way. But any man could tell you, when you're on child support, it is not easy making a living. It is not easy. I feel like you are like financially in prison when you're in child support. You're financially in prison. And you're just waiting till the kid is 18 or 21. Then you're like, oh, you're free. You're free now. As long as you don't owe no back child support, you're free. And on top of that, there was times where child support owed me money. And you know, and guess what? Child support, thank you. Yeah, thank you. Due to your check, pay for my podcast. So fucking thank you. Yeah, they owe me money. And they still owe me money. And I did the math. They still owe me money. And on top of that, when I go on vacations, I can't even take a good vacation pay because they're looking for money while I'm on vacation. And it's like, how can I fucking pay you if I'm on vacation? So I can't even enjoy my vacation. Why they still hassling me? Oh, you still owe us this amount. Yeah, because I didn't work that full week because I was on vacation. I'm telling you, anybody could tell you, like, there's certain ways I support the system, but in there's certain ways that it needs to be, like, adjusted when it comes to the child support system. It needs to be adjusted. Why check on the man? Check on the women, too. Some women use the child support for their own benefits. And it's supposed to be for the kids, not for the women benefits. There's some women that get their hair done, nails done, and pay the car rent over child support when it's supposed to be for the kids. So my thing is, why focus on the man when you should be focused on the women too? My suggestion is this: every month, the court should have the women to come into court every month, pick a day, I don't care, the 5th, the 6th, the 7th, every month, come in with receipts on how the money is being supported by the children. That's what I think. And yeah, oh, but it's too much work Versa, there's too much work. Why we gotta go to court for? Well, listen, if the man got to work, has to go out and work and pay out of his pocket to support the child, then I feel like the women should do something too, okay? And yes, what you're doing is, what we're doing is that we're taking care of your kids because you take care of your kids. Are you, or are you leaving them at your grandparents' home? Don't fucking play with me. Some of you fucking girl, and that's what some of these young kids these days, that's why they don't know their fucking damn manners or grammars or their fucking economics, because y'all don't know shit either. Y'all too busy out there looking good, trying to go out there and club and shit like that, trying to compete on social media. And that's where some of these kids are fucked up these days. Gang, and all guns and shit like that, and talking about all sex and having young fucking, y'all fucking young damn parents don't know shit how to raise these kids these days. That's why they're so fucked up. I even remember my first baby mom and her mother used to scream back and forth all the time in Spanish. Used to yell and scream back and forth all the motherfucking time. To the point that I realized, I was like, I see why she gets angry. It's because she's always angry at her mother, or her mother's always angry at her. And it also reflects on the mother's past as well, on why she's so angry at her daughter. Because probably she was raped. And she was expecting to have a kid. But now she had a kid, she had to raise a kid. Her future has to put on pause. She's upset. She's angry. So the father's not around because he's out with some other chick, right? True story. He's out there with some other chick. She's mad, right? She got to deal with the person that she got. But she's upset because she got to deal with the person that is like, I didn't want you here, but you're here. And now I got to take care of you. And herself, she don't know how to really like talk to her daughter properly. You know, because if so, she would have raised her daughter that here in this country, in the United States of America, here's all the statutes of limitations. She never taught her daughter statutes of limitations. Because if so, if my first baby mother was smart, she would have had known that I was 16 years old and she was 20, and if she would have fucked with me, she would have gone to jail, and then she would have registered as a sex offender. She would have had known that from her mother or father, but no one has taught her that. So now it's time for her to pay the fucking piper, the big payback. Most people are telling me, Versa, don't do it. But it's not about what you guys think or say. Karma is not a bitch. No. Karma is justice. And she's telling me it's time. It's time. Her fun is up. Your mother, father should have taught you when you was 4 and you came to this country, the great United States of America, regardless who our president is. It's a great country, great country. It's your fault that you should have known better. And I have too. I should have known better. And I have. I don't have to worry about police officers coming after me or me raping somebody. Because I know, oh, she's 17, I ain't messing with her. Oh, she's 18, I ain't messing with her. She's 19, I ain't messing with her. I know better. But you don't. You was 20 and you was a senior in high school. I was 16 and I was a freshman in high school. Rest in peace to Ms. Porter. She said that at the prom, she lost respect for you because she realized the age difference between me and you. I mean, all you had to do was just leave the bear alone. And I just want to say this too. For my second baby mom. And I doubt that she even watches episodes of my show. I doubt that. My second baby mom. But if so, I just want to say, like, right now, on episode 87, I have respect for her at this moment. Future episodes, it might change. I don't know. But if it does change, I hope it changes for the best, not for the worse. Because that would be a stupid decision. But for the best. And I respect her in the sense of she's not poking the bear. Yeah, she sent an email of my kids, but it's like an email. That's not good enough. I want to see my kids. Now, I don't want to see no pictures. I want to see them. But she's not poking the bear. She's not trying to start a war. Her anger is not getting the best of her. If she's with somebody, I'm happy that she's with somebody. God bless her that she's with somebody. As long as she's happy with that person, then cool. As long as she's happy that I'm with somebody and she's not fucking with me, it's going to forever be cool waters. It will forever be respect. God forbid if she's in trouble, I might come and save her because it's that respect level. But my first baby mom, if she's in trouble, idos míos, oh, shit. Because again, it's about the respect level. Yeah, there's some say, oh, well, you know, some friends saves foes. Man, fuck all that, man. Man, if they would see you drown, man, why would you save them? To all the viewers out there, #TheVersasHow wants to apologize for the technical difficulties. But just remember, we have 13 episodes left until the 100th episode. Make sure that you like, subscribe, and press that bell at the same time, and we will see you on the next episode. It won't be too long. Trust me on that. Until next time. What's happening, ladies and gentlemen? I thank you for watching the latest episode on #TheVersasHow. For more new episodes, you make sure that you like, subscribe, and you press that bell for more new episodes. And if you have any questions to ask, to get my intake, my answer on this show, make sure that you add me on Instagram @TheVersa. And also too, can't forget to follow too, so press that button as well. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you for watching. Until next time, #TheVersaShow, the best podcast around.